Hey, this is Sean Chiplock, and today I will be showing you the main gameplay mechanics of A Nation of Wind. The overall goal of A Nation of Wind is to establish settlements to reunite the scattered remnants of your nation. As you complete levels and finish settlements, you can venture further out to adjacent islands. Each level varies in the amount of resources available for gathering and in monster intensity. The farther out you go from the central hub, the more powerful the monsters you encounter there will be. The objective of each level is to control a number of obelisks in order to summon a boss to complete the stage, but we'll go into that in a moment. The most important asset at your disposal for completing a level, other than your ship, are your units. Each unit has a specific role, whether it be gathering supplies or defending your stations. There are 4 resources used to build your units: gold, food, lumber, and stone. Unlike the other 3, you can hold an infinite amount of gold, and it is used primarily for buying resources you don't have enough of via the central shop. Gold can be obtained in multiple ways. The most prominent is either killing monsters or taxing nearby villages through a town hall. Food is used to create certain units and can be gathered by creating farms next to fields. Alternatively, food can be used to replenish the crew systems of your ship. The lower in percentage the crew systems, the worse your ship will perform. Stone is arguably one of the most useful and one of the most difficult to come by on certain stages. Stone can be gathered by placing a mining site next to mountains, or by destroying secluded chunks of earth. Stone is most noticeable in the creation of other units, specifically defensive structures such as walls and turrets. Stone can also be used to refill your ammo supply in your ship if you ever find yourself low on offensive power. Lumber, much like stone, is vital for unit creation and can be collected by lumber mills that are surrounded by forest panels. Like most of the resources, lumber also has a secondary use. If you ever take too much damage to your health, lumber can also be used to repair your ship. When it comes to gathering units such as lumber mills or mining facilities, the more tiles around the respective unit, the greater the gathering reward. Universities can be created in order to make dig sites to find artifacts. Artifacts are retrievable hidden treasures scattered across the level. The more artifacts you have at the end of the stage, the more experience you're rewarded. The most important units, however, are your monuments. Each monument represents a certain god and can only be constructed next to an obelisk, and are the only way you can complete a level. To summon the boss for the stage, you need to control a certain amount of obelisks, and you can only control an obelisk by having 4 monuments built around it. Monuments also give you access to magic spells, depending on what type of monument you built. The more monuments to a certain god you have under your control, the more powerful the respective magic spell will be. Each magic category has a minor and major spell, each with their own effects. While a minor wind spell will reduce the amount of enemies spawned from maelstroms, a major wind spell will increase how fast time goes by. This applies to all magics. So a minor earth spell crumbles earth tiles and destroys mountain tiles, and a major will expand your land. Fire evaporates water tiles and has the only offensive major spell, which heavily damages enemies. Lastly, water will either heal a single target building or an area of buildings, depending on if it's a minor or major spell respectively. Using a spell requires mana, which can be gathered from churches with surrounding village tiles, just like every other type of resource gathering unit. Your ship isn't just for collecting and creating, it also has imperative offensive capabilities. The ship has a basic primary mini-cannon, which never runs out of ammo. The real tactical advantage it has, however, comes from its secondary fire. The secondary weapon fire depends on where you right-click in accordance with your ship's location. For example, Clicking behind your ship drops a mine, and clicking in front fires a harpoon. If strafing is more your style, each side of the ship also has a barrage of cannons at its disposal. As for health, your ship has an armor threshold. When that armor threshold is breached, your crew systems begin to take damage. The lower your crew systems, the slower your ship moves, the slower it turns, and the slower it fires. This can only be repaired through using food or going to the central shop and repairing at a hefty price. So, obviously, it's preferred to get hit as little as possible. At the end of every stage, you are awarded experience for how well you did, ranging from how many days it took you to complete to how many artifacts you've collected. This experience can then be used at the upgrade shop to enhance your ship or units in multiple ways, anywhere from increasing the fire rate and damage of your cannons to increasing the area of influence of your gathering units. Improving your ship is essential if you intend to conquer harder levels. Well, that concludes the preview of A Nation of Wind, which is available now for free.